Hello everybody. We're going to go through an example of how to generate a TCC graph either using computer graphics software or a paper version. This works exactly the same way whether you're doing things with paper or whether you're going to be doing things using a computer graphics program capable of having multiple layers. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to generate a TCC graph, the graphics program / paper way, and we're going to use as our example the same transformer that we used on example 2 from the lecture today. So we can start out, we can give our graph a title. Let's switch that out for something maybe a little bit finer. That'll be better. Okay, and now starting from our blank page, this is going to be our final version of the document. So we start out on our blank TCC, we've got ourselves a title, and now we can start out putting our damage and our inrush curves in. So let's start plotting those points. So it was 390 amps. And then 187. 93. And then all the way up here at 900 seconds, we're doing 31. Okay, and then we're going to take a ruler and we're going to connect the dots. That's a slippery ruler on this class. Let's try that again. Pencil doesn't want to work with the ruler, so we're going to need slightly wavier lines than we would have had I been able to get the ruler working for the purposes of this demo. There we go. And now we can switch over to our red pen and we can plot our damage points. So starting at 5,500, keeping in mind our estimation rules. Showing that 55 is not in the middle. And then we're going to go down to 17. 50. 174. And finally, 55. And then let's try one more time to see if I can convince a ruler to cooperate with this digital pen I'm using for our demo here. Yeah, not bad. All right, we can see here that I've missed some of my points are not perfectly on the line here because otherwise my line would have went through them all directly. So once you've got your damage and inrush lines plotted the way you want them, the next step is we're going to solve this exactly the same as we did. So we're going to stay with the K's. So what you're going to want to do in a graphics program is you're going to want to import the blank page and the K-speed graphs, and you're going to want to import them as multiple layers. If you're doing this by hand, just print them both out. Print out a blank graph and print out a K-speed graph, and then stack them on top of each other. If you're using a graphics program, what you want to do is you want to set your layers up and then alter your transparency, your opacity, so that you can see through. If you're doing this on paper, you stack your blank and your K-speed series and you paste them up against a window so they're strongly backlit, and now you can see the graphs, the curves that you want. So we had decided that we wanted a 25K, and so now we're just going to trace the lines associated with the 25K fuse, because we ran into trouble with the 20 being slightly too small. So we're going to trace that out. And then we can trace our max clear, switching over to our red. And there you go. When we set our transparency back up, we can see we've captured our current limit, our 20. Oh, we don't forget we need our label. So now we've got our damage curve, our inrush curve, and our expulsion fuse transferred. And we can always just tidy things up a little bit here where maybe we were a little bit wild with our pen. And then we're going to select our NX fuses and our transparency. We're going to set that back down again. Again, if we're doing this on paper instead of using the graphics tools to do this, what we're going to do is we're going to take our blank that we've been drawing on, and we're going to take our NX series fuses, and we're going to take those two printouts, we're going to stack them up, we're going to push them up against a window so that we can trace through them. So now you can see I've got the opacity set so we can see our 40, and we're going to trace that. once we've got our lines set, we can take that down off the window, or we can turn our opacity back up if we're using a graphics editing tool. And don't forget to make sure that you apply an appropriate label to your current limiting fuse. And there you have it, a fully developed TCC transformer protection graph chart using a graphics editing tool, or you can follow the exact same procedure to develop one of these if you were to print it out by hand. Hope that's been helpful. I'd encourage you guys to give it a shot on this week's homework. Thank you.